Hey, hey, Michelle here from Sensate Soul as well as the Soul Translator. I'm just going to start singing the introduction. Silly morning so far. So I am coming to you with a video today on how to deal with a narcissist. Mr. Ollie back there is saying, I thought we were walking. No, we're talking right now, buddy. So, if we don't know each other yet, I work with sensitivity and how sensitivity can be a powerful personal and spiritual and professional path for personal development and knowing our true self and our true purpose and our gifts and talents and abilities, as well as I specialize in working with HSPs and empaths and what I call as empreneurs, those who are using their creative gifts and talents as a way to create a life and business that helps them and helps others. So today's video, as I mentioned, is about narcissism and how to deal with a narcissist. I've got a couple other videos on my YouTube channel on this, on the topic of narcissists, so please do check those out. And today's video is, it's gonna maybe surprise you a little bit, but I've been dealing with a situation. This is not the surprise part, the solution part, and I do have a couple tips for you at the end here. But I have been dealing with a situation for a while now where I am professionally having to deal with a narcissist. I goddess and God forbid and hope and pray that this is going to be my last relationship in the sense of, you know, something that has got an impact on my life. I certainly hope that that is the case. Learned the lesson. And the lesson that I want to share that I have definitely learned at this point is there is no way to deal with a narcissist. Now, I know that's not meant to be negative or defeatist or anything like that. What I'm saying here is just don't deal with them. And really, when it comes down to it, anything you say, anything that you try to do, any point that you try to prove, any hope or expectation that they're going to see it from your view, any of those kind of wishful thinking, and also reparative experience, because we are often, any of us, and this includes HSPs and empaths, but those of us who get involved with narcissists, who have more narcissists in our lives, are often learning a very tough lesson about how to have boundaries and take care of ourselves, and not, and heal and love and validate ourselves. And like I said, I've got other videos on this, but you won't get the answer you're seeking. You won't get the validation from the narcissist. You won't get a feel good or gosh darn it, you won't get any sort of admittance of fault. They do not take accountability. It's just not there. It's just not in them. It just isn't. So knowing really the nature of the beast really helps you manage your expectations. And as I've said in a couple other videos, this also connects to the voice of our inner critic. But check out those videos. And you know, we have to know who we're dealing with in order to manage the expectations. And that takes a level of just acceptance and going, wow, okay, here it is again. Here I'm dealing with it. Oops, just looking for where my boy was. He's right there. When you truly know who you're dealing with, you can lower the expectations of what you're going to get out of that relationship or out of that situation. And sometimes we can get into the hope or idea that having really strong boundaries and speaking up for ourselves and, you know, doing these other things that are more proactive when dealing with a narcissist is going to give us back our power. Sometimes that is true. But generally, those things happen because you've taken action to separate yourself or to not react or to If it happens to be that you have to do something legal, there are ways to do it without confrontation. So that's where I say don't deal with them. You can have a lot of different versions of your boundaries that come through non-reaction. So even though, yes, we're all about empowerment here, there is many different ways to empower ourselves, and sometimes speaking back to or reacting to a narcissist can really be disempowering. So here are those tips. The first one is, like I said, don't react. Do what you can to withhold your emotions from any sort of conversation, any sort of interaction that you have. Really, and this is a weird way to say it, but it's true, flip yourself more into that cool, detached type of personality, which is in tenfold with the narcissistic personality disorder, but really remove yourself from getting emotional and check your emotions. So really make a point to flip into the mindset of, if I react, I'm going to open up basically a can of emotional whoop ass. And it's not worth it. It's not good for you. Which means the second one is realize where you're putting your energy and why. So if you feel yourself wanting to react and prove yourself and, just kind of get into it with them, notice that where is this coming from? Why do I feel like I need to tell them that they're wrong, speak up for it? Because ultimately, what I noticed in myself is when I want to respond that way, it's because what they're doing is telling me that I'm wrong. And that's what they do. So instead of it feeling like I've got to grab my power back and say, no, you're actually the one who's really, in the fault here. Because remember, they won't take accountability. Just don't try to prove yourself to them, because that is not going to work, because they're not interested in you and your feelings and what's right or wrong, because remember, they always think that they are right and everyone else is wrong. So just don't do it. And you can end up really spinning out and draining your energy by responding in a way that you think is going to prove something, but is actually just going to be a waste of your energy, and use that energy for other things. Which leads me to point number 3. Take that energy that you would be wasting on the narcissist and put it into something that really matters to you, that helps you feel good, that inspires you. Use that energy for you, because that's where you'll get the return on your investment. Your energetic ROI will be if you take that energy and let it fuel something that is important to you. Maybe you need to have a boundary, or maybe you need to have a conversation in somewhere else in your life with a non-narcissist that you can actually, step up and be more of your own advocate. Maybe there's something that you need to take accountability for. Maybe there's something that you have that's going on that you really want to create and put your energy into, but you keep getting distracted by this effing situation with this narcissist. So, but take that energy and put it into where it matters for you. I'm going to add a fourth one here, and that is always get some help. Speak to somebody, air it out with somebody else. Don't expect that you're ever going to get the response that you want from a narcissist, but do find safe people, whether it's a friend, family member, a therapist, if that's what you're, if it's on that level that you need that kind of support, because this has been an ongoing traumatic experience that's really eroded your self-worth. Speak to somebody about it, work it through with a safe person. But really lower the expectations of what you're ever going to get from any sort of narcissistic entanglement, because it's just a really defeating process, and it's really an unrealistic hope. So putting things into perspective like that is going to be really helpful. And just, don't engage. It really is important for your mental health, your emotional health, even sometimes your physical health. So there we go. Those are 3 tips to be able to deal with a narcissist. I want to close with just one last little thing that I put up in one of my Facebook groups recently that I love. It said, it was just really quick little picture meme, and it said, "Stop expecting people to be you." And this is like quintuply times when it comes to dealing with narcissists, because you are not narcissistic. And you cannot expect this person to have the depth of feeling, the depth of perception, and just the tenderness and sensitivity that you have, and also the needs that you have to be met in those sensitivities with yourself and then also with others, to have them respected. So put it in perspective. All right, loves, take sweet care. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're here. Share it with a friend. Do all that social media love. And come on over to Sensate Soul and get things that I only share there on private emails, as well as check out what's available for your sensational support. All right, take care. I'll see you in the next video.